What is up, everyone? It is your girl China, aka China One, and welcome to my castle. Today we're going to be seeing what does your family really think about you, okay? And so this is a pick a card, so of course you have to pick a card. So for group 1, we have Panther Spirit, Reclaim Your Power. For group 2, we have Frog Spirit, Clear Out the Clutter. And for group 3, we have Cow Spirit, The Miracles Are Endless. Okay, so you guys are going to pick a card, and then you're going to go in the description to find your group, which is group 1, 2, or 3. But the groups will also be in the info cards up here. Okay, so without further ado, I will see you there. What is up, my group 3s? If you guys chose Cow Spirit, The Miracles Are Endless, then congratulations, you have found your group, and we're just going to get right into what does your family really think about you. So first we have the Ace of Inspiration here, clarified by the Page of Materials. Okay, so off rip, your family thinks that you are a go-getter in every sense of the word. You're the most like Mr. or Mrs. Make It Happen in the world. But the only thing is they feel like you are too rash, you're too spontaneous, you're too much of a risk taker. And a lot of the times they wish that you'd kind of let problems or let things solve themselves, you know? Or it's like sometimes they wish like you'd get the momentum going and then kind of see where something goes instead of it being a push, 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 or force, force, force all the time. Some of you all might find yourselves unhappy a lot with the way things go when it's not like pinpoint how you wanted your plan. Like, you know, if it's not exact, like to the T, of how you saw things going in your mind, you find yourself unhappy even if the results are good. You're still like, not sure if I like it. Like, I don't know if I'm with it. And your family's kind of like, but it's like, it's what you wanted. This is what you wanted. And you're like, yeah, but it didn't happen how I wanted it to happen. Are y'all Virgos? Are y'all Pisces? Aries, maybe? Maybe. And then we have the Queen of Inspiration here, clarified by the Four of Materials in reverse. Yeah, so your family, it should be like, what does your family wish for you? But your family wants like you to set up shop. Like they wish that you would kind of set up a base for when you start doing things instead of just hopping right into it, instead of going all in immediately. And it's funny, you all might travel a lot for work. And so a lot of you like don't consider yourself to really have a home or consider yourself to have a real place that you can call your own space. You're just like, I live wherever my work takes me. I live wherever my hobby takes me, whatever the case may be. But your family like wishes you would have a home base, like literally a home base. And then we have the Six of Emotions here, clarified by the Nine of Materials. Your family feels like you've been chasing like the same thing for a long time, and they feel like you've already accomplished it, and they like want you to be satisfied with what you've done already. Yeah, so your family wants you to be satisfied with what you've done already, but like I said, you all are so picky that you're like, okay, but it hasn't happened exactly how I envisioned it yet. So to you don't see it as an accomplishment, you don't see it as it being successful, because you're like, because it didn't happen like how you want it, you're wrong. Like you take that personally. You're like, no, I was wrong. Like this isn't right. This isn't how it was supposed to go. But with The Miracles Are Endless, it's like your family's like, but it happened either way. Like, isn't that magical? Like you didn't get to do everything that you planned with it, or you didn't get to take all of your steps that you had, you know, written out to a T, but it happened anyway. Like that's magic. And so your family wishes that you were a little more on the whimsical side and a little more on the like, just vibe. They wish you would just vibe sometimes, because you're like so anal about everything. You're so picky about everything, and you tend to tear yourself apart with that and drive yourself up a wall, because nothing ever will happen to a T that you plan out. It just won't. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot and we have the Sun. So your family they think you're crazy, like flat out, because they're like, they see you doing things and it works out every single time, and they see you still unhappy. So they're like, you have to be crazy, because literally everything that you touch works somehow, even without you being able to do all of your steps and do all of this and that. They're like, it still works. You've made money from this, or you've gained views from this, followers. You might start all kinds of businesses and get some kind of, success with it. And so your family is like, how are you not satisfied with this? And it's not even about, setting more than one accomplishment or goal for something, or it's like feeling like you can go above and beyond it. It's literally just the fact that it didn't happen the way that you wanted. So it's like, if your plan was, okay, I'm going to go to the store and get some milk, but on the way to the store, I'm going to stop and get some gas. If you're like, if something like, how can I put it? If you like go to the store, get the milk, and then, on your way back home, you grab some gas instead of grabbing the gas before, essentially you will be like, no, my day was a failure because I didn't do things in the exact order that I had it in my mind. So yeah, your family thinks you're insane. They do. Let's get into some oracles. So we have Seahorse Spirit, Watch and Wait. Do I really even have to explain this to y'all? This is something that you never do. You're like, why sit and wait when I can just make it happen? That's your thinking. You're like, nothing, in your mind, nothing good comes out of waiting. And this might be from something deeper, something like one of your parents or both of your parents being kind of the more whimsical type, or being more of the, oh, it'll happen for us naturally type. And you might have watched your parents or somebody close to you struggle a lot because of that mentality. So you're like directly against it. You're like, no, everything needs to be planned out, and that way nothing will go wrong. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready type of thing. We have Crow Spirit, Co-Create with Spirit. You all might have some religious family members or just some intensely spiritual members, and you all consider yourselves to be spiritual, but you might not be as, like, you don't rely out of too much outside of yourself. And so your family is like, well, if you're gonna believe in whatever you believe in it. Like, yeah, of course, we should believe in ourselves more than anybody else, more than anything else. But you also have to sometimes trust the universe to do what it does. You have to trust it to move things along. If you're putting in effort, then things are going to progress, things are going to move forward, and that happens naturally. That's just the order of the world. But you're like, no, no, I'm driving. I'm driving, and we're not pressing the brakes at all here. And we have Beaver Spirit, Lay a Solid Foundation. Yeah, that's what I was saying, like, about if you travel for work, or even if you don't, like, your family just wishes you would have a place that you call home. Because even if you all tend to stay in one area, it's like your house or your apartment might be very sterile feeling, like it doesn't have much love in it. It's almost as if like nobody lives there. You're like, you just need a place to sleep, basically, to sleep and shower comfortably and to hold your stuff. So it's like your place might as well either be like a hotel or a storage unit, because you're like, that's all that you use it for. And so your family is kind of like, Like, put some pictures up or something. Put some pictures up in this place. Get a plant. Something like that doesn't make it feel so like loveless. Okay, and then we have White Raven Spirit, Trust in the Magic on the bottom of the deck. And then Parrot Spirit, Watch Your Words. So Trust in the Magic is basically what I explained with co-create with Spirit, as far as your family really wanting you to, you know, trust in the universe sometimes, to kind of let things be. Like, you don't have to force everything, and to be grateful for when things happen, even if they didn't happen exactly the way you wanted it to. And with Watch Your Words, this goes along with being grateful as well, because sometimes you all don't intend to be ungrateful, but you all are spiteful towards yourselves as far as how things happen. You take it all on yourself. You're like, oh, this is my fault. This is all wrong. And it's because I did this wrong, or because I didn't foresee something happening. And it's like, you're not psychic. Like, you're not going to foresee certain events. You're not going to foresee certain small changes that will throw off an entire plan. But what, you know, your family wants you to do is start taking account of, you know, the good things that happen instead of the bad things. Well, bad being, you know, what you feel is bad. But your family's like, no, like, but look, like, this happened along the way, this happened along the way, even though that wasn't what you planned. Like, isn't that somewhat better than what you had planned? Isn't it more interesting? You got more experience from it. You met new people from it. And it's like, you all just don't take account for, like, worldly things happening in your plans. You're like, there's no question mark in your plans as far as stuff that you cannot predict, which is always going to happen. It's always going to happen. That's one constant. So it's like, if you're going to be that particular and that picky, you need to put that in there. In your little plans, you need to put a question mark, which is things that might happen or could happen that you cannot foresee, because the world is crazy. The world is unpredictable. So yeah. In conclusion, your family thinks that you need to live a little bit more on the magical side of things. You need to live a little more on the mysterious side of things, and be more grateful and accept that you do have the gift of gab. You do have the Midas touch, and you really don't have to try so hard to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Just vibe, because you already got it. All right, and that is all that I have for you today, my group 3s. If you're going to pick another group, I will see you there. If not, like if you want to, comment if you want to, subscribe if you want to, maybe even share, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.